What's up, everybody? Lead meteorologist Sean Choquette here for our daily forecast on this Wednesday. We do have some things to talk about here. It looks like the jet stream is going to be shifting a little bit. So as we get into this next week or so, I have mentioned in the last couple of days, it looks like we are going to see a bit of a pattern change for a very small amount of time, maybe about a week here in March, when winter does remind us that it's still here, or for a lot of folks, remind us that winter is a season. We haven't had too many of those recently. We do have some more hail possible today across North Texas, as well as a chance again tomorrow. DFW is in the risk for both days, both today and tomorrow, so we will break that down for you. Nothing too crazy, most likely some of that pocket change variety hail possible. Events coming up, well, we've got one right now. It's the main, I call this the main day, the second day of the IRE here in Dallas. Booth 1920 event. If you're there and you haven't seen us yet, or you were sitting in line for 2 hours to get your registration badge yesterday, come check us out. Booth 1920. You'll see us. The truck is there. Really easy to find us. C3 Group is also there as well. So come say hey and find out what we got coming down the pipeline for you. So, or you can come complain to us why we didn't have a 5-star map. Last week I heard a little bit of that too. So Wind to Storm is right after that, March 15th and March 17th. You want to be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, because it looks like it's going to be a little chilly across a lot of the country, but definitely not in Fort Lauderdale. We'll be booth 505. Again, you'll be able to find us easily. We have the truck in the booth, so that'll be a good time. Come say hey and see what we got coming down the pipeline. And I don't know if this has happened yet today, but that's today. It was either right now, this morning, or this afternoon. I wasn't provided a time for when this was going to happen. Preparing for storm season, the webinar, it's Wednesday, it's happening today, or it already happens. Hopefully you guys signed up, or you can sign up for when it's going to occur. And if you're watching this not live, chances are it's already happened. So should be getting the good stuff. We might get more webinars coming up here down the pipeline as well. So currently across the country, got some heavy rain here in northern sections of Mississippi. If we zoom in here to North Texas, you can see a bit of a disturbance here across the Red River area. We actually had one supercell, just look at that, just evaporate as it gets closer and closer to the DFW Metroplex. But it does show that potential for some storms here this afternoon across the Dallas area and areas a little bit further to the north. It's cold though. You're not going to see anything too crazy in terms of really big hail. Again, that pocket change variety hail is 54 in Dallas. It's 40 in the 40s here in Oklahoma City, 43 in Kansas City. So chilly, and it is not all that unstable either. All the good moisture is further off to the south, displaced from where there's any instability. So you have that 64-degree dew point in Houston, but only 48 here in Dallas. So if there are storms, it will be more of the weaker variety storms. So what we're looking at for that future radar, well, the most recent run here does show the potential for some isolated showers and thunderstorms through this evening, popping up here across areas north of Dallas. That will continue through the evening hours. Again, a lot of rain is going to form in southern Oklahoma. It poured at my house, and man, I guess it just keeps going through the evening, huh? Only one stop? Yeah, we only have one stop. So we have some bunch of storms trying to form. A lot of this is just going to be heavy rain. That potential for any severe weather will happen over the course of the evening hours and into the overnight hours off to the west of the north of the Dallas area. So this is what we're looking at for that hail forecast today. Generally, that pocket change variety hail, quarter to $1/2, likely nickel, dime, all that penny, all that size hail. Low chances. I do have DFW in here, especially because we did have that storm getting close. And so we could see a couple storms maybe on the northern sections. And this will be after about 6 p.m. through about the midnight hour. Abilene, a low chance as well. That quarter to $1/2 size hail is your absolute maximum. And these are going to be few and far between. Wouldn't be surprised if the quarter report we had earlier today is one of only a couple reported severe hail stones from today. Going into tomorrow, if I can, I believe I'll get there eventually. Eventually, there we go. We're looking at the significant hail model for tomorrow, that potential for some storms. Again, nothing too crazy. It does show the potential for some smaller hail. So once you get to those yellows, that is indicating that we are seeing potentially up to quarter to $1/2 size hail by 5 p.m. tomorrow across Dallas-Fort Worth. Smaller hail in there in other regions. much bigger hail potentials off to the west, but there's not going to be any storms there, so it's not really that big of a deal. So really, that focus is nothing too crazy significant, just that potential for some storms. This is what we're looking at for tomorrow on the future radar here. We have over up to the north in Arkansas, we could see some storms here into even south of the Memphis area. That's through the morning hours, and then as we push through the afternoon hours, notice some storms forming right around 7 p.m. Pretty much going across the I-30 corridor and extending off to the south and west. That does include the Dallas Metroplex a bit here through the evening hours. So around dinner time is your best chance of seeing some storms across Dallas. And this will all push off to the south and to the east through the overnight hours and have that potential for some severe weather pretty much for a lot of eastern Texas here and even in the tomorrow morning across Arkansas and Mississippi. So what does that make tomorrow's hail forecast look like? Well, it's generally one of just $1.50 size hail for parts of the I-35 corridor from Dallas down to maybe about near Austin, off to the east, areas just south of Memphis, like I mentioned, that south central portion of Arkansas and northern Louisiana, and a lot of this is happening tomorrow morning. So overall, low chances across the board. We don't have that robust instability. We don't have that robust available energy. So really, it just brings it down to some storms get enough of an updraft and it's cold aloft that we can get some hail of that $1.50 variety from Dallas, Fort Worth around dinner time, Shreveport probably either in the morning or late at night, and Little Rock, this will happen before noon, very likely tomorrow for your Thursday. So that's what we're looking at for that hail. For the wind forecast, we do have a chance for some gusty storms as well. Gusts around 60 miles an hour is going to be your general expectation for this. Low chances across the board here. I think the big story is we're just getting more beneficial rain across a lot of regions that really need that rain. That can also assist in that potential for severe weather moving forward closer to the more impactful times of the year. So looking ahead beyond just the next couple days, we do see that jet stream make a bit of a change. We've had the ski jump look for the last little while here, which is why I've had a fair amount of severe weather. But as we push closer and closer to the end of the week, a lot more cooler air begins to really sink into the northeast, and that creates more of an offshore flow by the end of the week, and a lot of colder air really starting to sink in the northeast, especially where we did not really see much of a winter through basically now. It looks like it'll feel a lot more winter-like across sections of the Great Lakes and New England going into next week, and that should also limit severe weather a fair